What's going on, Gooners? Me and the African Gooner and Vincey talked about what we're going to do at left back. It's going to be something that's going to sort of plague us throughout now to the end of the season. I'm not so much worried about the Thomas Partey issue. Well, I am because he's been our best player over the last 2 months. But I will say that Sambi, when filled in previously before, he played well in the last game. And as I keep saying, he's had two man of the match performances in his last 4 games before he was dropped for Xhaka. So if he can turn it on and have a really good game today in front of the home fans, I think that Sambi would be a revelation in the midfield. Mikel really had no choice. His only choice was to take a chance with Tavares at left back, who hasn't played well in his last 2 games. And that is a big, big, big decision to make. If you've got top four on the line, would you gamble taking it? Is it worth the gamble? When I thought about it, I didn't think it was, and Mikel Arteta's thought the same way. It's just not something that you want to do when everything counts on these games. And he's done the right thing, in my opinion. And it's just like sometimes you can afford to take chances with certain things. This is too much, man. This is like there's 42 million invested into this if they get into the Champions League. There is too much money. And because of that, he's gone with tried and tested. Brighton are toothless. Brighton's had 1 goal in their last 7 games. Yes, all you've got to do is hold the fort today, and that's both of them really. The job for Xhaka and Lokonga has been kind of made easier because this is a very winnable game. So we expect them both to turn up. And then you're going to have the three sitting behind Lacazette, which is Martinelli, Smith Rowe, and Saka. So I think it's a little bit of a strange formation. The lineup and the formation, I can't wait to see what that's all about. And how he uses Odegaard, because in this formation you have to play him a little bit deeper, and that's not where you want him. You want him to be on the front foot, and you want him involved around the box. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do, and is this a situation where Smith Rowe's role is going to be different as well? We'll have to wait and see when the players get on the pitch, but I think it's very inventive. And I think that we are going to have to wait and see what Arteta does. So I'm about to go and meet up with Michelle now, and I'll speak to you guys at half time. Peace, man. Yeah, guys, this is the new range at the shop. Just wanted to show you everything that's on sale here. Let me get out of the way and just show you what the new range is here. There's quite a lot of variations. There's quite a lot of variations of it. I'll show you some here. Yeah. So they have that in red, and then they have it in the blue. Actually, I think I did show you the blue here. This is what it looks like, but there's quite a few other variations of it, which I'm going to show you now. But it looks to be honest with you, I'm not really a fan. They've got some t-shirts of it here. If I can show you that. And then they have bags. They have all kinds of accessories to go with it as well. But I'll show you some of the other extremes from this. As you guys know, here we are. And that's what it looks like. So you can see that they have variations in jackets as well here. And I think that this is the actual top. So you can see that here. And there is some snazzy bottoms to go with it as well, if I can show you that. You can see here. You can see here that's mainly for the women's range. Is that mainly for the women's range, isn't it? Yeah. So it's mainly for the women's range. But it's just because I know you guys in Ebony, you like to sort of ask questions about what is it that they're actually doing. And that's really the new range, mostly for the girls. There is some stuff for the guys, but it's no different than what we've really been having in the first place. I'm going to go now and meet Michelle, so I'll meet up with you guys in a second. Nice one. So guys, sorry, I didn't do the halftime thing because I just couldn't. That was the worst first half performance that I've seen this season. And there are so many different reasons why this team is ailing. So let me just give you the top three. The main one is it's impossible to set a team up with all these different changes, because regardless of what you do with your tactics, your players have to come out and perform. And just like against Palace, there was no intensity, no urgency, nothing. It doesn't matter what setup you do, what tactics you have, what formation, The players, once they cross that white line, as I said many times before, have a responsibility to perform. And for the second game in a row, we didn't see that. The second thing, guys, is the injuries. The injuries, I'm not sorry, it's taken a toll on the team. I was wrong about Kieran Tierney, and what we saw against Palace without Kieran Tierney, the support he has with Gabriel, and the stability he has in the team setup, that was even worse today, because without Thomas Partey, who is the main cog in the machine, he facilitates all of that transitional play to Martin Odegaard, and because he wasn't there, we could not get the ball across the halfway line. I've never seen us play this negative before this season, this year, without Thomas Partey. We just looked absolutely clueless. We didn't have any idea of where to go. And what you have to do in those situations, you've got to find your big players. Your big players step up in big games. And we couldn't get the ball to Odegaard, to Saka and to Martinelli. None of them hardly turned up. But Smith Rowe and Lacazette couldn't do a thing right. Every time they received the ball, the passing was off. It was awful. There was no urgency. There was no vision. There was no work rate. There was just absolutely nothing. So for all of you lot who would love to pin this on the shoulders of Mikel Arteta, I'm sorry. When you're on the field, you've got a responsibility to wear the badge and to give 110% when you're out there. And I didn't even see 50%. I didn't even see 50% from some of the players that was on there. Smith Rowe got pulled off for the second week in a row. It was great to see Nketiah come on. And this time, last week he came on, he hit the crossbar and set up 2 big chances. This week, he hits the crossbar again, and he has a fantastic effort which has pulled a save off in the 92nd minute, which could have tied the game for Arsenal. Why isn't this guy starting for Arsenal? And why are we carrying a player who hasn't scored from open field in 20 hours? Then it just doesn't make any sense. Pepe, 27 goals, 18 assists, and he hasn't had a start this year in the team. And we've got all of these questions that need to be answered. And unfortunately, it's just not one thing. It's everything adding together, capitulating into what we are right now. And we're not a very good team. And it's not just, oh, you turned up against Palace and nothing happened. It happened again here today. And you've got to look at the players who you rely on. And that is Thomas Partey, player of the month in March, player of the month in February, and he's not here. And the lack of his presence is just echoing with this team's performance, because you don't have the ability to move the ball upfield at speed. You just don't have it. And you have all these passes that are going around, and nobody knows what to do with the ball. Nobody knows where to go with it. Nobody can hold on to the ball. So when you get pressed and you get rushed, you're likely to make a mistake. And that's what we saw against Palace, and that's what we saw today. So where do we go from here, guys? The truth is, the target was always to get into Europe when the season started. To get in the top 6, whether that be top 4, top 6, that was a target. That has not changed. Top 4 for me is gone. It's just gone. Because you're now talking about Thomas Partey could be out for the rest of the season. Tierney's out for the rest of the season. Other teams have a squad of 25 players. You have 18 players to choose from, and now you've lost 4 of them. So you've got 14 players, and the rest of the guys, like Hutchinson and all them other guys, they're just academy players. You know, they're just academy players who ain't going to be a first team option. It's not going to happen. So you can talk about all the other guys we have from the academy that are sitting on the bench just to fill a space. They're not on there. You know, the Patinios and the Flores, they're not on there to play and provide an option. They're just on there to fill a space because we don't have a big squad. So you've essentially got 14, 15 players to choose from. And that is how you're going to go through the next 9, 10 games. Sorry guys, man. It's top 4 is gone, but the target has always been top 6. And I've got to stand here today and say we still have a strong chance of finishing 6th. So instead of going into meltdown, you've got to get behind the team and hope that we can get back into Europe. That is our main target. We are where we are right now, and we have to go with the hand that we're dealt. Yeah? So we'll talk about this on Sunday, revisit it, and then we'll see what everybody says. Speak to you guys later, man. Right, guys, just in my jerk chicken joint with my cook right here. And if you thought the result was bad, guess what? I didn't get my oxtail today, but listen, I'm going to sort that all out when I come back. Yeah? I've got to come early and have it before the game instead of after the game, and then my man's going to look after me. So it ain't just about Arsenal losing today. I don't get to eat my oxtail, so, you know, it's just one of them things. All right. Okay. All right, see. So I'm going to get there, man. I'll get there.